Hi guys, today we're going to be cooking what is a nice Asian stir fry. Now for those of you who haven't had this, which collectively is all of you, it is absolutely amazing. You're going to love it, and you can use just some ingredients from your house. Some you might have to buy, but a lot of them are pretty average ingredients, so there's no need to go to a specialty store or anything like that. All right, some of the ingredients that you'll be using today will be vegetable broth, white rice, garlic powder, onion powder, a little ground paprika, pink Hawaiian salt, a little cayenne pepper. You don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. Canned mandarin oranges. And now this right here, a lot of people prefer different cooking oils. We're using a soybean blend. It's like a virgin olive oil. You can use grapeseed oil, which has a higher, which you can get at a higher temperature, but that one isn't going to change the flavor of the dish that much. And then also we have soy sauce here. All right, and now for the main ingredient, chicken. For this right here, we're going to be chopping it into smaller pieces. Always be careful when you're using a knife. Definitely pay attention, look and see what you're doing. No sense of getting in a rush and hurting yourself. I personally take my time. I think if I was on a cooking contest, I'd probably be panicked because of how slow I go sometimes when I'm cutting. It better be safe than sorry, I think. And as far as your knife, you definitely want to use a nice, good, sharp knife. I personally think that sometimes a dull knife can be more dangerous than a really sharp knife because you can easily misjudge whenever you're cutting or you go too rough. And you can definitely get a bad cut going using a dull knife. So just always make sure your knife is sharpened. All right, and as far as the size here, we're roughly doing like 1-inch chunks. On this right here, you don't have to be 100% precise unless, you know, that's kind of what you like to do. But as long as they're in chunks, they're good to go. And voila, here's the finished product here. All right, and now we're back, and now we're going to be getting our items ready. I have 1 cup, about 1 1/4 of a cup of water in this pot over here. I'm going to be adding approximately about 1/3 of a cup of vegetable broth. This is definitely going to give the rice some extra flavor. Okay. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of soy sauce to the broth and to the water. And it's going to give it that nice edamame kind of taste. Umami taste. And so we'll wait for that to turn on and boil. And then now we're going to get the chicken ready. We just need some oil. Okay. We also need our pan to get hot. Spread the oil around evenly. And one thing that I like about cooking with oil is whenever it starts to get really hot, you can see the oil recede and it's almost like it's shrinking up. And that partially lets you know that your pan's hot. So it's one trick, you know, that I use to kind of know whenever the oil is ready. Now I'm just opening a can of mandarin oranges, which we'll put aside. Okay, we're going to need our chicken in just a second. And we're going to go ahead and season it here. Okay. Add garlic powder. Now, as far as how much to use, I sprinkle it on pretty liberally. I use a fair amount. I believe it's hard to over season. It's really easy to under salt or over salt something. But as far as seasoning, I think it takes quite a bit of seasoning to add too much to something. Okay, and this is just for our little bit of paprika here. Give it a little bit of color. Okay, we're going to use a little pink Hawaiian salt. I prefer pink Hawaiian salt to regular table salt, and even a more traditional, regular, just traditional sea salt. There's something about pink Hawaiian salt that I think really gives it flavor. And now I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne. Now this is where you want to be a little bit careful. You don't want to get too liberal with the cayenne, just a little. You want it to just have a little bit of that taste. Okay. Perfect. All right, and then right now, by now our oil, yep, it's receding in the pan, so we know it's ready. It has that nice sound when it hits the pan. All right, perfect. All right, so we have our chicken cooking. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more spices here. Got a little bit more garlic. I'm going to add a little bit more onion powder. Add a little bit more paprika, get a little bit more color. And just a touch more salt. Well, see, when you do this and you're not a professional chef, sometimes you lose one. All right, now we got the water boiling. Let's get our rice going. Okay, and the general rule of thumb, and it's on the bag, so it makes it easy. But if you're wanting to make about a half cup of rice, or maybe just a little bit more, use around 1 cup of water. What I do is use a little bit less than a cup of water, and I use stock. A little bit of that vegetable stock, so we can get some extra flavor. Okay, now I'm just going to reduce the heat on this. Okay, get a lid on it. Continue to check the chicken. All right, and now that it's cooked some, I'm going to go ahead and add my mandarin oranges. Now this is where all the flavor is about to happen. So you already have all the first ingredients. Now whether you use 1 or 2 cans, that's entirely up to you and entirely kind of your taste profile and preference. A lot of times I buy 2 cans and I wind up using 1, rather be safe than sorry. And then I'm going to put the soy sauce also in here. And between the mandarin oranges and the soy sauce, it winds up developing a really nice broth. All right, so earlier we forgot to mention that we're adding the stir-fry vegetables. That's okay. Through the magic of television, they're here. And then we also have the chicken and the rice and everything put together. Like I said, this is a quick, easy meal.